Franchise80s.com. Thank you once again for joining me on another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about one of my favorite toys I have in my collection. A very, very rare action figure of the greatest American hero, Ralph Hinckley, as you can see right there. The Greatest American Hero was a really cool TV show back in the early 80s. I'm going to just quickly read to you a little bit of a synopsis here that I found online about the TV show. I think I can do it more justice than me trying to explain it. So, The Greatest American Hero is an American comedy drama superhero television series that aired for 3 seasons from 1981 to 1983 on ABC, created by producer Stephen Cannell. It premiered as a 2-hour pilot movie on March 18th, 1981. So while on a road trip through a desert, mild-mannered high school teacher, Ralph Hinckley, temporarily changed to Ralph Henley for part of the season, one due to real-life current events, is greeted by extraterrestrials who present him with an extraordinary red flying suit that gives him uncanny powers. Learning of the suit, high-strung FBI agent Bill Maxwell convinces Ralph to help him fight crime. Ralph's girlfriend, attorney Pam Davidson, also knows of his secret life as a superhero. The original network is ABC, and like it said, it ran for 3 seasons, and it was a pretty popular show back in the early 80s, and it kind of has a cult following now. But back when the show was originally aired, ABC tried to capitalize on the popularity of the show by doing what all companies who that are trying to promote a show does, and it's release toys. And when ABC started fishing around for toy companies to carry the toy line, the Greatest American Hero toy line, which they had a whole bunch of stuff planned for the toy line, action figures and play sets and all sorts of stuff like that. When they started shopping around, right around that time, ABC, which I believe it was 1981, it was during the first season that they were shopping around for the company to make the toy line, and there was quite a few companies out there that were really interested. One of them was the Mego Corporation, which was a really big company, action figure company that did all sorts of action figures from all sorts of the different TV shows and movies. They've done everything from superheroes, Marvel superheroes, DC superheroes, and Happy Days figures, Dukes of Hazzard figures. But they mostly specialize on the 8-inch figures, and also the 3.5-inch, what they called pocket figures. And so these companies that want to do business with Warner Brothers and DC, they didn't want much to do with the Greatest American Hero toy line, because they didn't want to lose their licensee rights for some of the DC properties. They didn't want to lose the rights to do Batman, to do Superman, so they passed on it. And one company though decided to go ahead and try to release in a very small scale, the Mego Corporation. They went ahead and they did scrap their original 8-inch figure for the Ralph Hinckley 8-inch figure. I'll show you again a picture I showed you in this book before. So, like I said before, this was the 8-inch figure right there. I don't know if you can see the price. This is a pretty old price guide, and it's roughly about $1,800 for this figure. And it's worth a lot more now if you can find it, because a few of those prototypes made it out of the company, and so some collectors got them, and they sell on the secondary market now for a whole hell of a lot more. And so the Mego Corporation, having scrapped that one, they did release in a very limited amount of the play set that had the Volkswagen and the Ralph Hinckley and Bill Maxwell figures, and that's where this figure came from, like I said before. And they only released those figures. A lot of the retailers, just having that play set for the toy line, most of the retailers require more. I mean, more than just one play set. They want a bunch of other stuff, and so Toys R Us passed on it, and a lot of other toy companies passed on the opportunity to sell this in their store. So the where this ended up being sold is exclusively at KB Toy Stores carried it. So if you didn't have a KB by where you lived, you could not get the Greatest American Hero action figure. A very limited amount of them were sold at KB, and then that was it. So now in 2018, this figure is very, very, very rare, very hard to find. And this figure goes for about $700 if you can't even find it on eBay. So this is, like I said, one of my favorite figures. It's loose. I don't have the playset. I don't have. It's not graded like my rocket firing Boba Fett, but it's still worth quite a bit of money. It's about anywhere between $500 and $700. It's in really good shape, and it's one of my cornerstones of my action figure toy collection. So yeah, and especially what I especially like about the figure too, and like about figures like this, the very rare and hard to find figures, is the history behind them, the interesting story behind them. And that's a pretty interesting story to have a figure like that. And I think I remember seeing that playset at KB Toy Store years ago, back in the 80s, going there as a kid, and because I really liked that TV series, and I just passed up on it, which is crazy. And you can only imagine that playset right now. If you had that playset in the box, man, unopened, it goes for about $5,000 to $6,000, and loose, probably about $1,500, $1,600 if you had the VW, and the two figures. So it's pretty crazy how some of these toys are worth so much money, but they are, and these are the ones that are most sought after. And this type of figure is a very attractive figure, not only to action figure collectors, but collectors of 80s toys, 70s toys, and even 90s toys. And then there's a whole nother collector group that just collects Mego action figures. Mego was kind of a cult, had a kind of a cult following just on its own as a company, because so many people are into collecting Mego figures. I mean, they've made books about Mego. I mean, here, this one is the one I was showing you guys. This is how I do my research on some of these action figures. These books have a lot of good information, and they've got prices, and it's just and it's all about Mego action figures. They got this one's a very good book, Mego Action Figure Toys with Values. It's a Schaefer book for collectors, and it's written by John Benavida, who's a very well-known author of toys, especially action figures. Then there's the Mego Illustrated Value Guide right here, and it's made by Collector Books, which is a Schroeder Publishing Company. And then you have this, which is made by Figures Toy Company. It's a really nice, beautiful book. I did a book review on this on one of my other videos. I'll put a link in the description below, or a link on this video, so you guys can go click on it and check it out. This book is really cool. It has a whole bunch of great pictures. I love books with pictures. Right there. Tells you everything you want to know about all the action figures, the Mego action figures. So it's a really great book. But these books are what I use, and the internet, of course, to get some of the information that I share with you guys. Not everything, you can find on the internet nowadays. A lot of misinformation, so you have to do your research for yourself. And don't always take my word for it too. I may be wrong. You could fact check and find out for yourself what some of the information is on some of this stuff. I mean, because information on these type of toys are changing. They change all the time. Prices change all the time. The demand for these toys, they go up and down based on how many are made available on sites like eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. But last I checked on this figure, he was going for close to $700. I even saw one for $1,500 that was graded though. So really awesome figure. And I really appreciate everybody who's watching for taking the time to watch this video. And I'm going to be bringing you more great content in the weeks to come. If you've watched any of my other videos, especially the ones about my collection, and you see anything in the pictures and the videos that I share with you guys, maybe in the background here, anything that you might find interesting, that you want me to do a review on, or show you guys and give you guys a history of any particular toy, please write it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to bring you a video on the toys that you guys request. So please remember, if you found this video fun, entertaining, or informative, or you like it, whatever, just hit like and subscribe. And if you hated it and you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down and leave a comment. Bash me, I don't care. Good or bad, I just want the feedback. So I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time with another great video.